back for another episode of what my narcissistic parents did to me, part 3. So this time around actually involves my wedding. Now it's everybody's dream to get married, and of course I tried my best, as I always do with my parents, to keep them involved. I tried getting my mum to come and help me pick out my wedding dress, my dad to pick out the venue, kept them fully involved from start to finish, but it's quite obvious that none of them were interested. So anyway, I decided to do my dream, which was to get married in Vegas. Now, to this day, I'm really unsure what it was that stopped my parents' interest in getting involved in my wedding. I mean, maybe it was my strange brother decided to get down on one knee in the middle of a pub during quiz night to steal my limelight. I'm not too sure, but either way, how I was feeling, my limelight was not being stolen. I was going to Vegas to get married, and I was going to enjoy it. So me, my now husband and daughter are in Vegas. We're absolutely loving it. The place is crazy. We get married, we've live streamed it, everybody's happy, blah blah blah. We come home and it's the usual Thursday that's been set in stone for 2 years now, for my parents to come and pick my daughter up and have her for the day. Now she's homeschooled, which means that she's available all day on that day, and they used to absolutely love that. And Thursday came, the daughter's dressed and ready to go. Then I answer the phones, get no response. They just left her hanging. They didn't turn up. Now, she hadn't seen her pony that was on their land for 10 days now. She was desperate to see her pony and see them, and they just left her hanging. Anyway, I finally got a response from my mum. This is quite a few days later, telling me that apparently we're banned from the land. She's banned a 6-year-old, who happens to be her grandchild, as well as me, from a land that has the pony on that I purchased and bought my daughter when she was 3 years old, which I was looking after. I was threatened with the police for trespassing if I was to go up there, so I of course reacted by saying, "Give me back my pony." And their reaction was, "No, we're keeping her as a companion for our elderly horses, because Beauty is due to pass away soon, which would mean that the other pony is on their own." So I said, "That's fine, but when I want to collect her, you must let me collect her." Anyway, a little bit of an issue with that. So I started a bit of investigating, because the farrier that trims the horse's hooves happens to be a good friend of mine. And after a little bit of detective work, it was apparent that the third pony, my daughter's pony, wasn't there. She was not on the land. She was gone. So they'd sold her. And it turns out that the time they sold her was whilst we were on holiday in Vegas. One might wonder why would somebody do that? Well, apparently it was because I didn't let my dad walk me down the aisle, and as his only daughter, even though he does have another daughter, but that's a story for another day, as his only daughter that he speaks to, I had ruined his life, because this was something that could never be done twice. And in retaliation to this, bearing in mind they had absolutely zero interest in my wedding before I went to Vegas, they sold their granddaughter's pony without even letting her say goodbye. Now guys, take a little look at this text message that I actually received from my mum once I found out what they did with my daughter's pony, and actually located where she had been sold to, which was in the Derby area. Take a look at it, see what you think. That's right. The narcissists have managed to make themselves the victim in all of this. So Beauty, who we all know was due to be put to sleep because of arthritis and being elderly, had been put to sleep. Perfect timing when I decided to text, which meant that the fact that they'd sold my daughter's pony that wasn't legally theirs, which I had been asking to collect for a long time, meant nothing, because Beauty had been put to sleep. So the narcissists were the victims here. And Poppy, the pony, was with a new family, and there was nothing I could do about it. She was gone. Police wouldn't do anything. They classed it as civil. $2,500 just to even take a look at the paperwork, to go through a solicitor privately, and without the address of where the pony is, there's nothing I could do. So that was that. It was also reported that the reason why my parents were doing these acts was because apparently they had their business up for sale. So all of this was just wrapping things up, ready to run out the area. House was sold within a month or so. Business was sold within a month or so. Ponies sold. Don't know what happened to their dogs. I heard nothing more since. So that was it. my daughter's pony she'd had for 3 years was sold. So once again, my wonderful parents had done their usual and flexed what power they had over me, which happened to be my daughter's pony on their land, and did what they did, and there was nothing I could do about it. Anyway, follow for part 4 of what my narcissistic parents did to me, because I can assure you this is only the start.